What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. Well, for today we have what could potentially be the Samsung Galaxy Note 8, but me personally I don't believe that the Note 8 will look anything like this. As always, if you're planning on buying a fake device, I recommend that you don't, because you don't really get any quality control and the performance is horrible. So you're not gonna get anywhere close to the performance that you would get from an original device. So you're much better off to actually buy a Chinese brand than a fake device. So just keep that in mind if you're thinking of buying a fake device. So getting back to this phone, well, the box that comes in, well, it says Note 8, but realistically it's the same box that we've seen for the S8. Inside the box we get the power adapter, we also get a USB-C cable and some cheap headphones, so definitely not something that you would find for a real Samsung device. Now, because the Note 8 doesn't actually exist, we can't exactly call this a replica or a clone because, well, the Note 8 doesn't exist and nobody knows how it will look. So this is definitely not a prototype because this is not coming from Samsung, it's basically coming from some random factory in China. The front of the device looks very similar to what we've seen on the Note 7, but I don't believe that the original Note 8 will look anything like this, just because if we think about it, the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus has a larger screen than this device. So definitely the Note series is gonna be larger than the S8 Plus. If this would end up being the original device, the black bar at the bottom and the one on top would actually be covered by screen. So those would actually be the screen, but in China I guess they don't have the technology to make the screen rounded corners yet. At the top we have the camera, we also have the speaker, the fake iris scanner and a couple of sensors. But looking at this and at the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus, well, this doesn't look that real. The sides of the phone are made out of metal, so just as you would see on an original Samsung device. On the right hand side you're gonna find the power button, on top we have a fake microphone hole and the SIM card tray slot. The SIM card tray is made out of metal, but keep in mind that all original Samsung devices these days have that made out of plastic. So if you're looking and you wanna make sure that you're buying a real device, just check out that SIM card tray and it should be made out of plastic on original devices. On the other side of the phone we have the volume buttons, of course these ones are also made out of metal, and at the bottom we have the 3.5mm audio jack, we also have the USB-C port, the microphone, the speaker and the S Pen. The S Pen on this device it's made out of metal, but in reality the S Pens from any Samsung Note device would actually be made out of plastic, so that's another thing that you should look for if you're about to buy a Note device. The back looks very shiny, but this is not made out of glass as you would find on an original Samsung device, so this is actually plastic. And we also have the fingerprint scanner next to the camera there. Now keep in mind the fingerprint scanner is actually placed on the wrong side, because on the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus the fingerprint scanner is sitting on the other side of the camera. The fingerprint scanner is fake, so it doesn't actually work, and we only have it on the back so the phone looks cool, but in reality it doesn't work. We also have the always-on display, but since this phone has an IPS panel, you can tell that the entire screen is on when that always-on display it's on. Just in case you're wondering about this phone's performance, well, I installed the Antutu benchmark and the score that we got on that is very low, so we get a score of about 22,000, and in reality the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 will probably get a score of about around 150,000 or so, so a very big difference in performance. The operating system looks very similar to what we've seen on the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus, and it looks like they've put a lot of effort into actually recreating everything. The settings app looks very similar to what we've seen on the Samsung Galaxy S8 and the S8 Plus, and if you actually go to About device, you're gonna see that this is supposedly the Samsung Galaxy Note 8. And it's the same if you run any other benchmark results, everything seems to be faked in there as well, so the processor, the RAM and basically everything about this phone it's faked. So as I said in the beginning, I don't believe that the Note 8 will look anything like this, but the Chinese are usually right whenever they copy these phones, so we'll have to see in a couple of months. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.